Well, welcome everyone to another new project. Yes, I know, I've started way too many of these, but this one is going to be part of kind of like a longer series of events. So I recently joined Zoo Sims United, which is kind of like an online role-playing zoo sim community. You can essentially use whatever zoo game that you have, be it Zoo Tycoon, ZT2, or Planet Zoo, and essentially create your very own zoo within an online marketplace. And as you can tell right here, I'm starting one on a little bit of a pre-built island. I kind of already completed this. In terms of like, you know, all decorations, we have a few like little things in here, little roadblocks and stuff like that, tiny little things that we need to account for when we start to expand our zoo a little bit. But this is essentially what we're working with. So with all that being said, we're just going to pop into the speed build at this point, and we're just going to examine like, you know, what exactly this is and talk about it some more. So I'll see you guys there. Jeez, that leaf guy can talk a lot, am I right? So anyways, we're just going to pop right in here, and we're just going to jump right into all this action. So I did want to say first and foremost that this is actually based off of a real-life island from Rhode Island. I have the picture of it popping up right here. It's what our logo is based on, it's what the actual shape of the island is based on, and so on and so forth. So I do want to give that as a little bit of a preamble to what we're getting into over here. But I probably kind of cut it a little bit short as to how this whole process works. So essentially what you do with this whole role-playing process is that you actually have your own little newsroom in the server. And for security reasons, we're not sharing the server link to anyone right now. If you are interested in it, you're just going to have to hold off. They are currently refactoring it to handle more people and to have all this whole process be automated in terms of animal breeding, trading, and stuff like that. It's a whole mess of worms that I am not even qualified to report on right now, but we'll get into that once we actually do have more updates on that later. So one of the things I did want to address first and foremost was the actual entrance to the park itself. Since we are challenging ourselves by building on an island, one of the things that we did have to do was account for how guests will actually get there, and this is probably the only logical sense of using that ferry entrance. Props to you if you used it in your zoos. I literally don't know anyone who probably could, but it's just really awesome to do this. Like, you know, it's a little out of my comfort zone, but I think it's really fun. So essentially what this would work as, you would have your entrance to the actual quote-unquote zoo, like your tickets and stuff, at the mainland, which is kind of based over in like Warwick, kind of right near the airport. And maybe we'll even do a little bit of a mini build over there, kind of like making a fake ticket area. I don't know, we'll play with that later down the line. But one of the things I did want to have was this nice beautiful entrance dock, and have some other room for like other utility ships to come in and whatnot. I just thought that'd be a really awesome thing to have. If you guys are interested in the map, and how I kind of made this entire thing on an island, I am using the career map from the end of the career for Planet Zoo's campaign, and I also kind of used Kai's free build mod to make sure that we have some interactable water that kind of meshes with the outside water. It's kind of weird how it happens. So the problem with this map is that it has fake water on the outside, and we have real water that we can use with our, like, you know, our water tools and stuff. So I had to basically trace the outline of that fake water and make a new area for water for us. So that's gonna be really fun to work around. It's gonna pose to be a real bit of a challenge, but I think we're pretty much up to it, if you guys understand. Essentially what I'm doing over here, I'm kind of just laying out a bunch of stuff. I want to have this beautiful, nice kind of gabion wall right over there. I forget who that's actually by. I know I used some of Haribo's stuff in here. I can absolutely thank him for a lot of that stuff, but I will go through and check out all the blueprints that I use. I use some of ZZ's stands as well. I know I use Keyboard Keeper's plushies, and we're just gonna go those thanks as we go through it all. I use, oh my gosh, Jay Rassick, if you're listening, buddy, holy crap, thank you so much for that utility pack. Oh my gosh, that really helped this come all together in the end. You can see me actually place it over there. So in terms of like the world building and stuff, I kind of outsourced this part of the island and kind of gave the lay of the land to a telephone company or something like that as a way for us to make a little bit more money. So there's this beautiful, not beautiful, it's completely ugly. It destroys like the natural landscape of the island, but it's a completely stand out kind of thing in the like back end of the island, so it's always there. You always see it no matter where you are, and I think it's just those little things that give it a little bit of world building. I know my buddy Forge is doing the same thing, so it's just really fun just to see how well these parks come out when you do these little role-playing elements kind of like that. But we kind of dress that up, and we add our first little bit of infrastructure through here. We have one big main path heading throughout this entire portion of the park, not park, the island. And we just have that all working over there. And I kind of hid a bunch of different things in here to add to the role-playing in sort of a sense. So we'll actually get to all of that later down the line. But you know what? With this little episode over here, we don't really get into too many of that. We just play around with the past pretty much. But for the first portion of our episode over here, we start with a few different animals. We have a bunch of newcomers over here. We have Asian small claws. We have a red-tailed hawk. Essentially, how you start off your zoo, you kind of make a proposition to the actual staff of ZSU. For instance, you guys can probably see my list. I don't know, probably soon, I guess. But one of the things I made sure to have was Audad. I really wanted some birds in there as well. And essentially it was just kind of throwing your low budget animals into a list, and then you work yourself up from there. So you start off, that's my phone, whoops. You start off as a little bit of a lower budget zoo, and then you work your way up. You trade with other people, you earn coins by posting updates in your newsroom. It's just all very fun. And it's certainly a process that I am very much loving. And also one of the things I'm doing over here is adding these little bits of realism. I'm also making a bathroom. I would figure that they would have a nice little facilities operation at the entrance of the zoo. It would kind of be like kind of a central hub for everyone. You would always find your way back here. I'm going to have multiple pathways, so link you back to this area. And we do have that little guest sign right there, so that it shows off that it's a bathroom. One of the things we also do over there is work with the roofs, and we actually use those Zen pebbles. By the way, this is going to be a modded 100% zoo. I know I mentioned this with a few of my previous builds, but I have 3 different tiers of zoos. I have full vanilla, which is going to be Tiergarten Wilhelmsdorf. That's essentially our European zoo that we started when the European pack came out, and I haven't touched since. But I am working on a little bit of a speed build for you guys in terms of that. So listen, Harry Scott, if you're listening, I am working on that for you. So don't you worry. One of the other zoos that we have is something along the lines of Riverbend, which is a half and half. I don't use any modded props, but I do use modded animals just because, you know, it gives it a little bit more spice. And we have totally modded zoos, which would be this one. So I'm using a lot of modded props, like the Safari Pack, like the Outback Pack, and like, you know, all the other scenery packs that are coming out. I know like the Birds of the World Pack is going to be really useful for this once we actually do get a lot more birds. So that's going to be really fun. Also, one of the things I love doing over here was using these mural pieces. I know they're kind of bright. I know I mentioned this in the Riverbend tour that I kind of made them a little bit more subdued. But for a newer zoo like this, you know, they just started operations here. I could see them getting a nice freshly painted kind of mural. I thought that would look pretty good. And we actually do double up these kind of posts on the inside. And we dress up that inside kind of off camera. I don't think I really have too much of that recorded, actually. It just wouldn't really be interesting to see me fiddle around in an enclosed area. It's not really the sexiest thing in the world for a speed build, so I spare you guys a little bit of that just to alleviate you guys of that little torture right there. I also add some of those vents over there. I think those may be from... it's either Citrusai or it's by someone like Mr. Gomez, but we add those little smoke pieces to it so it looks like it's, you know, heat coming out. And we also add the rest of that gravel up there. This is essentially what you'd see in like kind of like a roof like that. And we use some of those circle pieces over there. I wish they didn't have those circles on them. But I guess I could honestly go back with the Safari Pack and use the new gravel pieces that Nick added. That would be an option for us to do. And look at that, we're still building the entrance. Yeah, so one of the things I really wanted to make sure was that I'm taking my time with this build. I'm making sure to do everything piece by piece. I'm making sure to make everything feel nice and flush. I'm even going to do a lot of backstage for this. That's really going to help to add to the world building. Some of the things that we do in here are really fun, and I can't wait for you guys to see them. Just check them out. It's really fun. But adding these windows in here, doubling them up on both sides so that it feels very coherent with the entire zoo. And we are able to flexi color them so that we all change them to a nice gray. And we also use these nice roof pieces over here. I think that's a corrugated plastic, which for some reason, oh my gosh, Frontier, please listen. I know you guys might be listening to me. You guys copy some of my ideas if I do say so myself. Why isn't this flexi color? This is a piece that screams flexi color. It is pure white. Oh my gosh, I want to change it to all different colors. And if I could get that in like a nice like slate blue, that would be a really awesome piece to have right over there. But all things considered, it looks pretty nice in the end. It just acts as a nice little shade over there for when you do come out of that building. I think it looks pretty nice in the end. And we do a little bit of decoration in here. We just add a couple stands of like postcards. We add those zoo maps and stuff like that. I think those are also by someone on Bro Nation. I think it might be Mr. Gomez. I could be entirely mistaken. But those were from like way back in the day. I also got to give a quick little shout out to my buddy Concord Forge over here for giving me the idea to use these blueprints. I do forget who they're by, but if you do look up aviary, you should be able to find all these sets that I use. I have like this beautiful kind of like greenish one, I guess you could kind of say, that I'm using for pretty much all these exhibits that you'll be seeing today. This is essentially our first like animals that we plop down, so you would definitely see some lower budget zoos tend to use the same resources over and over again, because if you buy stuff in bulk, it tends to be a lot cheaper. So we can just hypothetically say that we got these from like a local construction firm and they sold us a bundle, buy like 3, get 1 free or something like that, get like 10% off. I don't really know, but that would essentially be how we are doing this over here. We also add our animals. Oh my gosh. So this is essentially where I do want to show off some of our like, you know, our updates. So once our animals do get popped in, hopefully I should be able to remember to add them in here. But you guys will see like our press releases and stuff pop up on screen when our actual animals do get released in here. It's really fun coming up with these stories, getting used to like all the stuff that we do for them. And you guys will even get a little sneak peek for some stuff as well. So all being said, I am using a lot of these beautiful, beautiful European pieces, as well as my Outback Dark planks. I think those came out really good. I gotta thank Nick for... Actually, no, I think I made those. I think I made those all by myself, if I do say so myself. I'm very proud of those. But our lemurs are officially in here. We have 3 males and 1 female. You guys can see the picture of their exhibit right here. But essentially what we do, we just build the rest of it, and we get everyone all settled in. I forget who they're actually named after. I know I named one after my buddy Andy, and Giorno helped me name a few other ones. We have Julian in there, obviously, and we have Melman, the named after the giraffe, and I forgot the last one. I'm so sorry, guys. But we also do have our turkeys as well. Oh my gosh, the turkey mod made by Narwhaler has to be one of the best things I've ever seen. And we also do have a white turkey variant in there. Not really common for wild turkey, but we're just going to pretend it is in our possession. So we name him Washington. We also have Martha in there. And I forget the last turkey, but you know what? You guys can see the picture of them right here. They came out incredibly beautiful. I am so happy with them. It was just so fun, like, doing all this world building. It's so fun doing a little project like this, because you actually get to take the time and build a relationship with your zoo. Like, you know, I'm gonna say, I love Riverbend. It's really a really fun project that I get to work on. But unfortunately, when it comes to Riverbend, it's not really something that, you know, you get to build a story for. It's something that simply is. But when it comes to this one, I don't know, you get to develop these relationships with your animals. You get to develop, like, all these unique characteristics for them. I think it is a really, really awesome thing to kind of go forward with, and it's just really, really awesome to have. But what else are we doing over here? Yeah, we're just doing the general theming over here. I'm not making everything overgrown, because it is implied that these are just freshly plopped down. Okay, these are no holds barred, completely new habitats. And that's something that I do want to stress to myself, because I made the mistake of doing like a couple weeds in here or something like that. That's something that I do not want to do. But going through here, it's nothing really too bad. It's stuff that, you know, it kind of fits the vibe and stuff. So we do have some nice grass and whatnot. But I don't know, I'm just very happy with how it all looks in the end. It is very fun to do this. But moving on through here, oh my gosh, this was a really cute idea. So I know a lot of zoos tend to do this for a lot of their animals. I know penguins often get this treatment a lot. There's like a naughty and nice sign that a lot of the animals have, and it kind of displays like their status of the week, you guess I could kind of say. So we could just pretend that we have like, oh yeah, Julian was being very naughty, he stole the food from Melman. Or, you know, Melman was being really nice, he copulated with the girl in the habitat. I don't really know. I don't know. I'm kind of like struck for ideas over here. By the way, there is kind of like a breeding system in this series. So every so often, you will get prompted when animals do breed. That will be something that will happen, and you'll be able to trade away babies after they're in your zoo for a certain amount of time. We also add our red-tailed hawk exhibit over here using these lovely, lovely aviary set pieces. They came out incredibly well, and they're so useful. And I think we actually used one of Drax Eagles, and we kind of retrofit it to kind of fit a red-tailed hawk. I don't know why I chose red-tailed hawks. They're kind of native to Rhode Island, and I would figure, I don't know, you would want to display some natural wildlife endemic to the area. I know endemic, probably native to the area. Yeah, I gotta get that word out of my vocabulary. But, I don't know. And this beautiful fence set. Yeah, that's great. Great words. Our beautiful fence set over here, I do want to show off the, little not info board, but the little press release of the red-tailed hawk. His name is Steve because of Stephen Hawking. I thought that would be very, very cute. But that's essentially all he is right over there. We essentially just keep on building the rest of the habitats. I also throw in a barn owl right there. We're gonna see him pop up right here-ish. I forget I think their names are Willoughby and Henrietta. Yes, I am currently snapping the pictures as we go through this video because I am a professional YouTuber, guys. But all things considered, I don't know, I just really do love this project. It's really fun just to kind of sit down and do all this stuff with you guys. I don't know, it's just a really awesome way to get into your zoos, because I know I'm not really the franchise kind of guy. It doesn't really jive with me all that much. The franchise series, it's nothing really that really interests me too much. I kind of did it just because it was there. But going on through the rest of this, it's pretty fun just to pop in and get some stuff done when it comes to, you know, oh my gosh, they just put some animals up on the store. Oh, we just got like some stuff in terms of like new animals and stuff. And it's just really fun like that. And last but not least, we work on this Asian small-clawed otter exhibit. I don't actually show them off in here because I don't have them installed and I didn't save them for the B-roll. But you guys will see some updates in terms of them within the next episode. I'll have that out to you guys probably this week, maybe next week. I don't really know. I have a lot of series going on. I'm juggling too many things at once. Also, I hope you guys are enjoying all the updates that are coming out with everything. I really do love going back and reworking a lot more of the mods that I wasn't really a big fan of in the past, but making sure that they are up to quality standards nowadays. It's just really fun to make that all happen. Also, one of the things I wanted to do for the Asian small claws over here was give them a little bit of a crappy pool. Obviously, you wouldn't see any high budget kind of rock work in an exhibit like this, but we kind of make do with it. We use some of NDP's faux rocks to kind of give the effect of one. It really doesn't look the best, but, you know, it seems like it would be something that, you know, one of the zoo designers put a lot of love into. And I don't know, I'm just very happy with it. Also, the Asian small-clawed otters are very small. Oh my gosh, they're so much smaller than North American river otters. I did not expect that to happen. But all things considered, we essentially just rework the rest of the habitats to make it feel a lot more in line with the rest of the vibes of the zoo. I do use some pre-built blueprints, and we change them out a little bit to kind of fit the vibes that we're going for. And I don't know, I just really like the colors. I like the fresh, new, unpainted wood look to the entire thing. It feels very, very new zoo-ish. And that's essentially what we're gonna do. We're gonna build this zoo up. We're gonna have a whole story for it. I hope you guys enjoy everything that's in store for it. But all that being said, we're about to enter the B-roll right now, and I do want to thank you guys for stopping by. I know you guys are always supportive of new projects, and I just want to extend a huge thank you to you guys, as well as all of our friends who made it to the live stream the other day. You guys are absolutely awesome, and it was so great to have you guys there. Hopefully I can do a lot more of those in 2022. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's 2022. That was a little bit of a mind F, but hey, all that being said, can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.